You talk too much. And that's why you have no power. If you want control, if you want dominance, if you want to move people like pieces on a board, then learn this. Silence is your greatest weapon. Listen carefully. Most of you believe power comes from expression, from being loud, from proving your intelligence in every conversation, from reacting instantly, from defending your ego the moment someone challenges you. That's why you lose. You reveal your emotions in your tone. You reveal your fears in your words. You reveal your weaknesses in your need to respond. And the moment someone understands you, you become predictable. Predictable people are controllable people. If you want to think like me, then start here. Observe more than you speak. Calculate more than you react. And when you finally do speak, make it precise. You see, silence does something powerful. It forces others to fill the space. And when they fill the space, they expose themselves. Their insecurities, their desires, their hidden motives. People hate silence. It makes them uncomfortable. So they rush to explain themselves. They rush to justify. They rush to impress. And while they rush, you watch. That's control. Most of you talk because you want validation. You want to be seen as smart, strong, interesting, dominant. But true dominance doesn't beg for attention. It commands it quietly. When you speak less, your words gain weight. When you react less, your presence becomes heavier. When you show less emotion, people start guessing what you're thinking. And uncertainty is power. Think about it. The person who explains himself constantly is seeking approval. The person who argues emotionally is defending insecurity. The person who overshares is desperate to be understood. But the one who listens calmly, the one who responds slowly, the one who never reveals everything, that person is dangerous. Control is not about forcing others. It's about understanding them better than they understand you. And you can't understand anything while you're busy talking. Most people live externally. Their mood depends on others. Their confidence depends on praise. Their identity depends on attention. That's weakness. Your mind should be independent, detached, analytical. When someone insults you, what happens? You react. You defend. You get angry. Why? Because your ego is fragile. If you were truly confident, you would simply observe. Is the insult accurate? If yes, improve. If not, ignore. Emotional reactions are unnecessary. Emotions are data, not commands. The moment you allow your emotions to control your speech, you give control to the situation, to the person in front of you, to the environment. But when you pause, when you breathe, when you analyze before responding, you shift the power dynamic. Let me tell you something uncomfortable. Most of you are easy to manipulate. Flatter you, and you trust. Challenge you, and you react. Ignore you, and you chase. Your behavior is predictable because your emotions are untrained. If someone understands your triggers, they can control you without you realizing it. So what's the solution? Emotional discipline. Not suppression, not denial, discipline. When you feel anger rising, don't explode. Observe it. Ask, why does this affect me? What belief is being challenged? What insecurity is being touched? When you feel the urge to speak, ask, is this necessary? Is this strategic? Or am I just uncomfortable with silence? Every unnecessary word weakens your position. Think of conversations like chess. Every move reveals intention. Every word reveals thought process. If you speak carelessly, you show your strategy. And once your strategy is visible, it can be countered. That's why you must learn to think 3 steps ahead. Before speaking, consider the outcome. What reaction will this create? What image will this build? What leverage will this give or remove? Control is foresight. Most people live in the moment emotionally. They say what they feel. They react to what they hear. They chase immediate satisfaction. But if you want to think like me, You must detach from the present emotion and attach to the future outcome. Your goal is not to win arguments. Your goal is not to impress people. Your goal is not to prove yourself. Your goal is influence. And influence comes from restraint. There's something powerful about someone who doesn't need to prove anything. It creates curiosity, mystery, respect. People start projecting strength onto you because you're not desperately projecting it yourself. Understand this clearly. The loudest person in the room is usually the weakest. The calmest person is usually the most aware. When chaos happens, everyone panics. They shout, they blame, they react. If you remain still, if your voice remains steady, if your expression barely changes, you become the anchor, and people follow anchors. You don't need to dominate conversations. You need to dominate yourself. Self-control is the highest form of control. Can you stay calm when insulted? Can you stay silent when misunderstood? Can you stay patient when ignored? If not, you're still a slave to external validation. Silence is not passivity. It's calculation. When someone speaks, don't just hear their words. Analyze their intention. What are they trying to gain? Approval? Sympathy? Dominance? Connection? Most communication is not about information. It's about positioning. And if you understand positioning, you understand power. When you speak less, you gather more information. Information is leverage. The more you know about someone's fears, goals, and insecurities, the easier it is to guide them. Notice I said guide, not force. Force creates resistance. Guidance creates cooperation. If you want someone to agree with you, don't overwhelm them. Don't pressure them. Instead, let them speak. Let them feel heard. Let them believe the idea was partially theirs. People defend what they think they created. If you constantly push your opinions, people push back. But if you strategically plant seeds and stay silent, they water them themselves. This is subtle control. But before you can control others, you must control your inner chaos. Most of you are noisy internally, overthinking, doubting, seeking reassurance. You fear silence, because silence confronts you with yourself. That's why you escape into noise, conversations, social media, constant updates. But growth happens in quiet. When you sit alone with your thoughts, you start seeing patterns, your weaknesses, your emotional triggers, your repetitive mistakes. Most people run from this awareness. They distract themselves. You shouldn't. If you want to evolve, you must be brutally honest with yourself. Ask yourself, why do I talk so much? Why do I feel the need to explain myself? Why do I react defensively? Why do I seek approval? Every answer reveals a vulnerability. And vulnerabilities are not shameful, unless you ignore them. When you understand your weaknesses, they lose power over you. Confidence is not loud, it's stable. Imagine walking into a room without needing attention, without needing to prove intelligence, without needing to dominate verbally. Just observing, calm, neutral. People will feel it, because energy doesn't lie. When you're desperate, it leaks through your tone. When you're insecure, it leaks through your body language. When you're trying too hard, it leaks through your words. So stop trying. Instead, refine. Refine your thoughts. Refine your responses. Refine your posture. Refine your breathing. Speak when your words improve the silence, not when they break it unnecessarily. Here's another truth. The person who controls himself controls the frame. In every interaction, there's a frame, a psychological structure. Who is dominant? Who is seeking? Who is reacting? If someone insults you and you react angrily, they control the frame. If someone pressures you and you rush to respond, they control the frame. But if you stay composed, if you smile slightly, if you respond slowly and calmly, you maintain the frame. And when you maintain the frame, others adjust to you. Power is subtle. It's not about aggression. It's about presence. Your presence should communicate. I don't need your approval. I don't fear your opinion. I'm aware of more than I reveal. That awareness shifts everything. Stop oversharing your goals. Move in silence. Let results speak. When you announce your plans to everyone, you lose psychological advantage. You invite doubt, criticism, and unnecessary opinions. Move quietly. Build quietly. Improve quietly. Then let them wonder how you changed. Mystery creates respect. If everyone knows everything about you, there's no intrigue, no depth. Be layered, not fake, not manipulative, just reserved. There's a difference. Reserved means selective. Manipulative means deceptive. You don't need to lie. You simply don't need to reveal everything. Not everyone deserves access to your mind. The more accessible you are, the less valuable you appear. Scarcity creates value, and your attention is valuable. Don't give it to everyone. Don't argue with everyone. Don't respond to every provocation. Sometimes, the strongest move is no move. When someone tries to provoke you and you don't react, you frustrate them, because they expected control over your emotions, but they failed. That failure weakens their position. Remember this: the one who needs the last word loses. Why? Because needing the last word means needing validation. If you're secure, you don't need to win verbally. You win strategically. You win long term. You win by improving yourself while others waste energy in petty conflicts. Ask yourself, do you want to feel powerful, or do you want to be powerful? Feeling powerful is loud, temporary, emotional. Being powerful is quiet, consistent, controlled. Train yourself daily. In conversations, pause before responding. In arguments, lower your voice instead of raising it. In chaos, slow your movements instead of rushing. These small behaviors rewire your identity. Eventually, calm becomes natural. And when calm becomes natural, clarity increases. When clarity increases, decisions improve. When decisions improve, results change. And when results change, people start noticing. But by then, you won't care about their recognition. Because true control is internal. You don't need the world to acknowledge your strength. You will know it. You'll feel it. When insults don't shake you. When rejection doesn't break you. When pressure doesn't rush you. You'll feel it when you can sit in silence without discomfort. That's when you've evolved. Most people spend their lives reacting. Few choose to respond. Reacting is instinct. Responding is intelligence. If you want to think like me, detach from impulsive emotion and attach to strategic awareness. Your mind is a weapon, but only if you sharpen it with discipline. From now on, practice this. Speak 30% less than usual. Listen 50% more than usual. Observe 100% of the time. Study people. Study yourself. Study patterns. And when you do speak, make it intentional. Short. Clear. Controlled. Your words should feel like precise cuts, not scattered noise. You don't need to dominate through volume. Dominate through composure. The world is full of noise. Be the silence that unsettles it. Be the calm that intimidates chaos. Be the mind that calculates while others panic. And remember, control is not about controlling others. It's about never being controlled. If you can master your emotions, your speech, your reactions, then no one can manipulate you. No one can pressure you. No one can read you easily. And when you become unreadable, you become unstoppable. So the next time you feel the urge to talk just to fill the space, don't. Let the silence stretch. Let them wonder. Let them reveal. And in that quiet moment, while everyone else is trying to be seen, you will be the one truly in control.